and we are presented by Progressive Insurance. Guys, we'll have to see what happens in Trevor Lawrence's career, and I know quarterbacks play defenses and not the other quarterback. However, when you look at Mahomes, who lost Tyreek Hill in the offseason, and Tyreek Hill might have been the offensive player of the year in the NFL, right? Like, he had an incredible season. You look at Mahomes in these playoffs, he went through Trevor Lawrence. Let's see what happens in his career, but it might look very good one day. Joe Burrow, who is, that dude, and who had his number until then, was 3-0 against him, including the AFC Championship game at Arrowhead. They were calling it Burrowhead last year. And then Jalen Hurts, who was his rival for MVP this year, on the way to the Super Bowl win, and he did it, on a bad ankle last couple games. He's the third player in NFL, NBA, NHL, or Major League Baseball history to win multiple regular season MVPs and multiple championship round MVPs within their first 6 seasons. He joins Bobby Orr and Tim Duncan. I just want to mention one thing, though. What happens to that stat when you make it the first 5 seasons? Because Bobby Orr may not have played as much as he did later on, but he still got minutes and got into games. Tim Duncan was a starter right away. Patrick Mahomes didn't play his first year. He played 1 game as a rookie. So really, it's not fair to compare 6 to 6. It's not apples to apples. It's really 5. He did it in his first 5 seasons as a guy who actually played. It's insane. He won the regular season MVP this year. He won the Super Bowl MVP. He led the NFL in passing touchdowns. He led the NFL in passing yards. Only 3 players have done that in their whole career. Tom Brady, who's the GOAT, Joe Montana, who he replaced on most lists by outlasting him, right? And Peyton Manning, who's the greatest regular season player, arguably, in his prime ever. I mean, what Mahomes did in 1 season, guys, it's his 5th year as a starter. Anyone have any thoughts about this? Because I'll tell you what I think.
I know you're going to ask us something. You seem like you were very passionately delivering
I will tell you,
a good soliloquy here.
I will tell you what I think, and I've said this before. To call someone the Michael Jordan of a sport does not mean merely that they have the best numbers or they lasted the longest and racked up the most championships or led the league in scoring or anything like that. It means you start by looking at them and going, oh, my God, I don't know if I've ever seen something quite like that. Of course, it's based on stuff that came before them, George Gervin and Dr. J and Michael Jordan. But Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, these guys, but wait, this is different. Then you look at the numbers, you go, hold on, this is different. And then you look at team success and you go, oh, he wins more than anyone else.
The numbers and the team success are better than Michael Jordan's first 5 years with the Chicago Bulls. They're better.
Maybe not the numbers, but yeah.
What do you mean, not the numbers?
Here we
you're
go.
Comparing football numbers to basketball numbers.
Here we go. Hey, it's a happy Monday, the day after the Super Bowl
championship.
Anyway, Jay,
I'm just saying, I'm saying, like, his first 5 years, the resume is better than Michael Jordan's,
saying,
who couldn't get his team to the playoffs.
It's a better resume in his first 5 seasons than Michael Jordan because he's gotten 2 MVPs.
Yes.
He's won 2 Super Bowls.
Yes.
He's been to 3 championship games.
Yes, and 5
Michael
AFC
Jordan's been to 0.
Yes.
Got it.
There you go.
It's a better resume.
By numbers.
Definitive.
By numbers,
it's a better resume, Max. Just cave in. It's okay. It's fine.
I think you can
Patrick Mahomes is on his way to being something special. If he would have lost this game, it would be a different conversation the day after Super Bowl on a Monday. But he won the game.
And how did he win the games?
When you look at Patrick Mahomes' first 6 seasons as a starting quarterback in the National Football League, he's one above Tom Brady and a couple above Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, and Ben Roethlisberger. So it's pretty good company there at the quarterback spot. In his first most playoff wins in his first 6 seasons in the National Football League.
You see,
that's big time.
Where I start leaning with Patrick Mahomes now that he's cementing the resume is that he's becoming more and more to me like the greatest quarterback to ever live, right? And the reason why I would say that is I'm not a football person like you, Key, but I hear the reality that you bring to the table in discussions around Tom Brady about those first 3 championships and the style in which Tom Brady was able to get it with Bill Belichick, right? And having those prolific defenses. So just seeing the way the game has changed to it being a quarterback-driven, quarterback league, throw-heavy league, you're seeing these numbers kind of transcend Patrick Mahomes. That resume is starting to build in that direction.
Well, look, here's what I would say about that. When you go back and you look in the history books, Tom Brady was great. and he made a couple throws in those first several Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't win those Super Bowls because of Tom Brady. The Kansas City Chiefs are winning these Super Bowls because of the style of play with Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid, and Patrick Mahomes. They're winning Super Bowls and getting there because of this. Now, when you look at the Super Bowl statistically, in this particular game, he was only 21 of 27 for 182 yards and 3 touchdowns. Not large statistically, but very efficient. And when you are very efficient and you do the things that he did, like Tom Brady did in the Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs, he had numbers very similar to these. Very efficient. But the defense is the reason that the Bucs won that Super Bowl, even though Tom was efficient and he did his job. The reason that the Chiefs won the Super Bowl over the Eagles is because Patrick Mahomes was efficient, but his defense was not the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, as you could clearly see based on them giving up 35 points.
And
I mean, it's just a different situation.
He had some of those Willis Reed-like plays, right? I mean, coming back off injury, he gets that first down late in the fourth quarter, right? Hobbling out there, beating defense D-line.
But did Willis Reed, when he hobbled out, did he win? Did they win it all?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They did?
He hobbled out against the Lakers, hit 2 jump shots, and that was it. Clyde Frazier and them did the rest, but Willis Reed was inspirational, but Mahomes hobbled out and actually was the best player on the field for them in the second half of the game. But let me say this about Mahomes and Brady and greatness and all this kind of stuff. Tom Brady, when I made the Cliff prediction, what he did from that point on put him over the top and out of reach, right? But when people talk about, oh, is he a compiler? What they mean is not that he's not among the very greatest ever, like LeBron is at scoring. You have to be among, or Hank Aaron was at hitting home runs. You have to be among the best ever for a very, 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 very long time. But that's not quite what we usually are getting at. I won't speak for everyone. For me, I'm talking about what height did you hit and how long did you maintain that absurd level? Because if you take away the end of Brady's career, where he was as good as he ever was practically, for another 5 or 6 years longer than anyone had ever been, that's what puts him out of reach. At no point did I feel that he was setting a new standard in any given season that I'd never seen before or was unmatchable or anything like that, even in 07
Nobody's ever played at the level that Tom Brady played at the age. That was
at the age,
never.
Right.
So he did set a new standard.
Yes.
The new standard was let's try to get to 50.
Right.
That's the new
so
standard.
what we're talking about is longevity. But what I'm saying is in Brady's first 5 years, he never won an MVP. I don't believe he was ever all-pro. He got MVP. He finished high up in MVP a couple times. But as Key says, a lot of people recognized he's a very, very good player on a very, very good team. It wasn't as though people were looking at Brady and saying, oh, my God, early on. And so I think there is a difference there between that and a guy who wins a couple of MVPs, who wins a couple of Super Bowl MVPs, who's generally considered Aaron Rodgers plus when people watch him in the first. That's different.
But you know what? Go ahead, Key.
No, I was going to say, but I look at it 2 ways, man. I can flip it and say Patrick Mahomes has had all the success early on, and Brady had team success early on. And then as he matured,
he got better.
He got better, and it was all on his shoulders.
Yep.
Where Patrick Mahomes is at a place right now where he may not have reached his peak at all. Where now all of a sudden you look up, if Andy Reid is true and he stays the course and wants to continue to keep coaching for however many years, and he's still sharp and doing the things that he's doing as he gets older, this dude may now obviously start to catch on to some stuff and catch some more lightning in the bottle. He may be back here again next year or the year after, where now all of a sudden we're talking about several Super Bowls in a short period of time and not just 2. I mean, like he might get 4s and 5s.
That's the scary thing. You're absolutely right. Brady became a greater player as he went along. It would be scary to think that Mahomes, and we have to wait and see. That's why you can't say, oh, he's the GOAT already. You could just say his trajectory.
Yeah, but based on him winning this Super Bowl, though, just based on him winning this one.
Yeah, but we got to wait and see still. Will Mahomes get even better than this?
We keep saying names like Michael Jordan and Tom Brady. I'm like, just put respect on Patrick Mahomes' name. Like, that's the name.
That's the name,
the first 5 years of his career. That's the name we need to put respect on.
Well, I'm not really worried about that right now. I just want to play
but that's
football.
what happens when you play at this level.
I'm saying, but he's running in his own lane right now. Unprecedented.
All right, people want to talk about it.
Got caught underneath. You certainly was going to, like I said before, whenever you get that jolt, it's going to feel a certain way. Remember 2-3 weeks ago, when he played, it was like as long as nobody doesn't hit it or grab it, and that he'll be fine as soon as somebody does that, because it's still sore, it's still bruised, and so it's just a little bit of, and then it calms down. And Jay knows this: when you have an injury and somebody hits directly on an injury, you're gonna feel that sharp pain, but once it calms down, you'll be fine.
See, I truly believe that 30-minute